Hello, everyone, and welcome to another webinar by Royal Cyber. My name is Ali, and I'll be your host and one of the speakers for today. Now, some ground rules for a smoother experience before we begin. If you cannot see my screen or hear me properly, kindly notify me at the chat window located at the right side of the pan. Now, during the presentation, you can post your questions and comments in the chat box anytime. Also, there will be a dedicated session for Q&A towards the end of this presentation, and your questions will be answered in the sequence in which they are received. Additionally, you can post your questions or write to us for a follow-up information on the email ID shown here, which is info@royalcyber.com. And finally, we would love to hear back from you about today's session by completing a short survey, which will be shared towards the tail end. Now, in the next 45 minutes, we will discuss how to alleviate generative AI model with Anypoint Flex Gateway and how organizations can revolutionize their generative AI model integration strategy today. Now, here is the quick look at the agenda of this webinar today. But before that, I'd like to also inform that there is an exclusive offer for those attending today's webinar, and that will be discussed before we close. So please stay tuned till the end. And this is going to be very interesting agenda, by the way, because obviously this is a latest technology. We talk about all the generative AI and the integration with MuleSoft. So of course, this is going to be very, very interesting. The agenda looks like how we are going to infuse AI into the enterprise. We will introduce Anypoint Flex Gateway, and then within Anypoint Flex Gateway, how we can drive innovation and growth, and then understanding the role of Anypoint Flex Gateway in revolutionizing API management, key features and benefits for both MuleSoft and non-MuleSoft APIs, followed by the two interesting demos where we are going to illustrate the capabilities and use case of Anypoint Flex Gateway with large language models. And lastly, as I've mentioned earlier, we'll have an exclusive offer for our attendees today who are attending this webinar, uh, followed by the question and answer session. Now, that's me. On the left hand side, I manage the middleware and integration practice at Royal Cyber, focusing on helping customers get the best ROI on their digital transformation journey. And with me on the right side is one of my great colleague and a knowledgeable speaker, Mr. Heather Raza, who is a certified MuleSoft senior technical architect at Royal Cyber. He has a tremendous experience in architecting, designing, and implementing MuleSoft projects for our customers globally. Now, now let's have a glance at Royal Cyber today. We're a mid-sized IT consulting and digital transformation company specialized in services, solutions, and softwares. We have over 2,500 plus employees globally with 600 plus certified consultants, and we carry over 20 years of an experience in delivering digital transformation solutions. Our headquarter is in Naperville, Illinois, and we have a global presence with offices in Canada, the UK, Australia, and the Middle East. We do have multiple offshore development centers in India and other Asian countries, and our strategic partnership with several technology companies providing best of the breed software and solutions such as MuleSoft, Microsoft, SAP, IBM, etc., coupled with business agility and following the Sun delivery model makes a Royal Cyber an obvious choice for our customers globally. We've got some of the awards and recognitions as well. We are an ISO certified organization, and I've got a couple of awards and recognitions from different partners and organizations. We do offer expertise in the areas such as cloud enablement, middleware, and integration with some of the top of the line technologies fall under the ambit. So that's our expertise basically. We also provide reliable and high performing solution and services within Royal Cyber itself, and also the accelerators on a day-to-day inventions that we do on all the areas listed here, such as APIs, middleware and integration, automation, blockchain, data analytics, RPAs, and some commerce tools as well. Now, without the delay further, I will hand this over to my colleague, Mr. Heather Raza, and he'll take this discussion forward. Over to you, Heather.
Thank you, Ali. Now, let's dive into our main topic and explore how to seamlessly infuse AI into the enterprise. Before we dive into the introduction of generative AI, for the theme of this subsection, that is AI seamlessly integrated into business ecosystems, we experimented with 3 different online generative AI image generation services to create relevant visuals. Check out the impressive results displayed on the screen. So Gen AI, or generative artificial intelligence, is a powerful technology capable of creating text, images, videos, and other data in response to prompts. These models learn patterns and structures from their training data and generate new similar data. Actually, these generative AI applications are driven by foundation models, which are trained on vast amounts of content. For instance, large language models, LLMs, are trained on text, while other models can be trained on images, videos, music, software code, medical information, or cybersecurity data. These models use sorry, these models use learned patterns to predict the most probable output, such as answering questions or generating image captions accurately. One of the remarkable features of generative AI is its emergent capabilities, allowing it to perform tasks it wasn't explicitly trained for. This multitasking ability, combined with the flexible prompting interface, enables these models to excel in a wide range of use cases. Generative AI marks one of the most significant technological shifts in history, with the potential to rival the advent of the internet or the mobile device. According to Google Cloud AI Benchmarking 2023 study, among organizations considering or using AI, 82% believe it will either significantly change or transform their industry. What makes generative AI different from other forms of AI that have come before is its ease of use in helping solve everyday problems in people's personal or professional lives. According to McKinsey and Company 2023 research, generative AI's impact on productivity could add between 2.6 to 4.5 billion USD dollar annually. With the right tools, you could identify and deliver new points of difference in your core offerings. For example, having instant access to all the key information scattered across your organization without the need for lengthy research or expert consultations. From executives analyzing strategic trends to salespeople creating demos and new employees with benefit questions, everyone can relate to the frustration of waiting for information. But that's changing. Picture every person in your company with a personal assistant that's an expert in all relevant data across the organization. This would eliminate moments of indecision and empower everyone to spend less time waiting and more time taking action. At the core, generative AI has 4 capabilities: creation, summarization, discovery, automation. And it intends to excel in 4 applications. Chat. For chat, it's no surprise that generative AI has quickly gained popularity through its simple chat interface. Chat is a natural way to engage with these powerful models, making it easy to improve customer interactions, enhance product capabilities, train employees, and more. As far as search is concerned, combining generative AI with search allows you to anchor on a knowledge base, whether internal or external, for more tailored and targeted interactions. This approach helps eliminate inaccuracies by sourcing information from a factual knowledge base, ensuring reliable and precise results. Generate content, that is the ability to generate high quality text, images, speech, and code, holds tremendous potential. By speeding up processes and enabling employees to transform ideas into outputs, faster generative AI can be seamlessly integrated into products, tools, and workflows, enhancing overall productivity and innovation. Associative reasoning means generative AI can suggest associations in information based on context, frequency, or proximity. For example, it can analyze vast amounts of transcribed call center conversations to identify the three most common reasons for negative interactions, providing valuable insights for improvement. Now, to launch your first use case within a month, there can be different approaches. One of the good ones is presented by Google. It's designed to be quick, easy, and low risk, making it an ideal way to kickstart your organization's generative AI journey. Step one will be choose a domain in your company that could benefit from generative AI, such as customer service, patient intake, corporate actions, or marketing content. Step two, determine which job category or function within the chosen domain you want to make more productive. Step three, determine the data sources the persona needs to be productive. Step four, create a three-person tiger team. First of all, an individual from the business responsible for detailing the job requirements, workflows, challenges, and needs of the day-to-day tasks executed by the chosen persona. Second, we will lead a prompt engineer responsible for translating the business persona's needs, actions, and output into prompts for the generative AI models. And third, our ML operations lead responsible for building and operating the application in production. Now, the fifth step will be define your intentions, objectives, and output you are trying to achieve. Six, design prompts together with the Tiger team. And seven, create a user-friendly experience and interface that will run the generative AI model in production for the chosen persona's use case. Step eight, once you are getting acceptable results from tuning, invite two or three other individuals within the chosen persona to start using the model. Second last step will be develop a plan for productizing and monitoring the AI model output to ensure it functions effectively and safely. And last step will be expand as usage to additional use cases within the same domain. When you're ready to expand your use case to external users and or third-party data, utilize these methods and tactics to scale quickly and safely. Organization-wide hackathon. Fuel enthusiasm within your teams by organizing a hackathon. This event encourages employees to brainstorm ideas and get hands-on with AI, fostering innovation in a matter of days. Collaborate with partners. Partner with experts and other trusted partners. They can offer guidance or business value and technical implementation, providing training, and collaborate closely with your teams to transform knowledge and build your own implementation. Center of Excellence creation. Establish a center of excellence dedicated to models, tuning, and application integration. This initiative helps standardize processes, share knowledge, and drive innovation by providing a structured environment for AI development and deployment. When evaluating generative AI projects, it's crucial to consider factors like feasibility, actionability, affordability, anticipated business value, and return on investment. To demonstrate the worth of your investment, embed ROI measures into every use case and project and establish key performance indicators to track progress. Here are commonly used generative AI KPIs to measure and report on its value. Measure the model's accuracy in producing relevant and correct outputs using metrics like precision, recall, or mean squared error. Assess the impact on productivity, such as tasks completed per unit of time or reduction in manual effort required. Gauge how well the AI system meets customer needs and expectations through satisfaction surveys or feedback. Compare the cost of employing AI system to traditional manual process or outsourcing to quantify savings. Evaluate the time taken for the AI model to generate responses compared to traditional methods. Assess output quality against predefined criteria through manual review or automated quality checks. Quantify the rate at which the model produces incorrect or undesirable outputs. Business impact. identify specific business metrics directly impacted by the AI use case, such as increased sales or reduced customer complaints. Training time and cost measure the resources required to train and fine tune the model for faster implementation. Track metrics related to the efficiency and effectiveness of human oversight if applicable. Scalability assess how well the model scales to accommodate increased usage of higher demands. And last, regulatory compliance. Monitor adherence to regulatory requirements and data privacy standards, especially in sensitive domains like healthcare or finance. By focusing on these KPIs, you can effectively measure the value and impact of generative AI across various domains and industries, ensuring successful implementation and continuous improvement. And this is the last slide in this subsection. The potential of AI to drive innovation provides valuable business insights, enhance worker efficiency, and enable proactive approaches has led board of directors and CEOs to invest heavily in AI initiatives, sparking high expectations for change. The stakes are significant. PwC predicts that AI will contribute a staggering $15.7 trillion to the global economy in less than a decade. However, the current landscape is complex with a tangled web of systems, applications, and data silos. This complexity poses a challenge as customers struggle to extract value from their data. To effectively integrate generative AI solutions in your organization, follow these steps. First of all, identify business needs. Assess your organization's processes and operations to identify areas where AI can add the most value and address specific business needs. Choose generative AI models that align with your identified business goals and requirements. Consider factors such as complexity of the task, the type of data involved, and the desired outputs. Develop integration strategy. Outline how AI will interact with existing systems and processes within your organization. Determine how data will flow between systems and how AI generated outputs will be integrated into the decision making processes. We will be focusing on this in next subsections. Fourth, ensure data readiness. Ensure that your data is prepared and structured in a way that is suitable for AI consumption and learning. This may involve data cleaning, normalization, and augmentation to improve the quality and relevance of the data. And last, deploy and monitor. Deploy the selected generative AI solutions into your organization workflows and systems. Continuously monitor the performance of the AI models, collecting feedback and making adjustments as needed to optimize their effectiveness. By following these steps, you can successfully integrate generative AI into your organization and leverage its capabilities to drive value and innovation. Poorly implemented APIs and LLMs can inadvertently grant unauthorized access, leading to data exposure and vulnerability to security threats. To proactively address these concerns, organizations require a robust API management and security framework. This framework is essential for mitigating risks and ensuring the secure integration of generative AI into operations. In December 2023, the Lasso security research team successfully uncovered and exposed over 1,500 API tokens within the GitHub and Hugging Face repositories. This security labs gave unauthorized access to 723 accounts belonging to major entities such as Google, Meta, and Microsoft. With this type of access, malevolent actors could have manipulated training sets comprising the outputs of LLMs for millions of users globally. Another example of API security failure occurred in 2023 when Microsoft AI researchers inadvertently granted unrestricted permissions to a staggering 38 terabytes of sensitive information, encompassing internal messages, secret keys, and more. This lapse occurred during the development of an LLM training set, which was inadvertently published to GitHub with erroneous permissions. LLMs that support generative AI output require access to data. LLMs linked to sensitive company data present added security risks, but these risks can be reduced by using APIs and API management. The Open Worldwide Application Security Project, OWASP, is an international group focused on software security. They recently outlined 10 significant security risks associated with LLMs which are shown on the screen. The breadth of these security threats also suggests that relying on LLM vendors alone for security can result in undesired outcomes. Organizations need a robust API management and API security strategy to reduce the risk of connecting to and using LLMs. Thankfully, there are solutions that provide the proper API protection, governance, and management to help your organization solve this problem. With MuleSoft's Anypoint API Manager and Anypoint Flex Gateway, IT can configure and apply security policies to monitor and manage what information flows in and out of not only LLMs, but in general every key information resource, protecting sensitive company data and personal information. Without them, malicious users can manipulate LLMs into performing unauthorized actions such as exposing sensitive information or acting as an unwitting agent. On a side note, some AI vendors provide comprehensive security solutions with LLMs. One example is Einstein by Salesforce, where its trust layer works as a safety net for users. So introducing Anypoint Flex Gateway. It's a lightweight, flexible, and performant API gateway which facilitates secure, efficient, and scalable API management, and it helps seamlessly integrate MuleSoft Anypoint platform and other environments. API management serves several critical purposes in the context of modern software architecture, including AI integration. Here are the primary purposes and their relevance to AI integration: access control and security. API management provides mechanisms for securing APIs such as authentication, authorization, and rate limiting. This is relevant to AI because when integrating AI, it ensures that sensitive data and models are securely accessed. API management tools can enforce security policies to protect AI endpoints from unauthorized access and malicious attacks. Role-based access control RBAC can help enforce access policies effectively. Monitoring and analytics helps enable the tracking and analysis of API's usage, performance, and errors. It is relevant to AI because monitoring AI API helps in understanding how AI models are used, identifying performance bottlenecks, ensuring that the models are delivering accurate, accurate predictions. This feedback loop is essential for maintaining and improving AI systems. Scalability and load balancing. API management platforms provide capabilities for scaling API services and distributing traffic across multiple servers. Now, how this is relevant to AI, because AI applications often require significant computational resources. Efficiently managing the load and scaling the AI services can help handle high demand and ensure responsiveness. API management facilities of load balancing and scaling resources are helpful hence. Versioning and life cycle management allows for the management of different versions of APIs and facilitates the deprecation of outdated versions. And it's relevant to AI because AI models evolve over time. As they are retrained and improved, API management helps in managing different versions of AI models, ensuring backward compatibility and providing structured process for updating models without disrupting existing services. Development support and documentation provides comprehensive documentation, developer portal, and tools for API consumers. So AI services are often consumed by various applications and developers. Good documentation and support help developers understand how to integrate AI capabilities into their applications effectively, ensuring they can utilize AI features correctly and efficiently. Policy enforcement helps allow the definition and enforcement of policies such as throttling, quotas, and caching. Policies can control the usage patterns of AI services, ensuring that resources are used efficiently and preventing abuse. For example, the rate limiting can prevent excessive requests to an AI service, which can help maintain performance and availability. Policy enforcement can be helpful to adhere to data privacy regulations and industry compliance standards to protect customer data and maintain trust. Implement measures such as data anonymization, data masking, and privacy preserving techniques to safeguard sensitive information. Implement rate limiting and throttling mechanisms to prevent API abuse and mitigate the risk of denial of service attacks. This ensures that API usage remains within acceptable thresholds and maintains system performance. Integration and orchestration. API management tools facilitate the integration of various services and data sources. And AI often requires data from multiple sources and might need to integrate with other services to provide value. API management aids in orchestrating these integrations, ensuring that data flows seamlessly and AI services interact correctly with other components. And last, governance. API management governance feature serves to establish policies, procedures, and controls for the use and management of APIs within an organization. In the context of AI integration, governance becomes crucial for managing the life cycle of AI-powered APIs effectively. It relates to AI by providing policy enforcement, compliance, quality assurance, monitoring, and reporting features. Additionally, MuleSoft API management provides an additional governance feature that checks your API specs for OWASP compliance. In summary, API management is crucial for ensuring that AI services are secure, scalable, and easy to integrate and maintain. It provides the necessary infrastructure to manage the complexities of AI deployment, making it possible to leverage AI technology effectively in various applications. By addressing security, scalability, monitoring, and developer support, API management ensures that AI services can deliver reliably and efficiently. The gateway fosters innovation and growth by enabling better AI integrations. It helps seamless integration, connecting AI models with existing systems effortlessly. Enhance scalability, scales AI solutions to meet growing business demands, improve security by robust security features to protect sensitive data. Now let's discuss what all difference it will make. Unified management, centralized control of all APIs both within and outside MuleSoft. The gateway fosters innovation and growth by enabling better AI integrations. Important point here is that Flex Gateway extends MuleSoft API management capabilities to MuleSoft and non-MuleSoft APIs alike, and it's independent of where those APIs are running. That is, they can run in MuleSoft hosted runtimes or in your own Docker Kubernetes setups or in any on-prem data center or public clouds. Here's how Anypoint Flex Gateway helps with generative AI model policy enforcement and usage monitoring. Anypoint Flex Gateway is a centralized hub for defining and enforcing generative AI model usage policies. With Flex Gateway, you have complete control, setting granular permissions for who can access and use specific models, ensuring no unauthorized use. Flex Gateway empowers you to monitor generative AI model usage in real time, providing immediate insights into how often, by whom, and for what purpose models are being used. And Point Flex Gateway is a secure gateway for accessing generative AI models via APIs by enforcing authentication, authorization, and throttling policies to protect models from unauthorized access and overuse. It logs all model usage activity, enabling the tracking of how and by whom models are used to identify potential security incidents. Empowering organizations further, MuleSoft API management capabilities grant the capability to enforce tailored authentication policies, implement rate limits, and leverage the newly introduced policy development kit for Anypoint Flex Gateway to simplify the creation of adaptable security policies. This comprehensive toolset facilitates user authentication, sensitive information identification, discovery of previously undetected deployed APIs, and enhanced control over digital operations and LLM utilization. And apart from the built-in ready-to-apply policies, we have built a couple of custom policies using this framework for centralized API key management and securing PII, that is personal identifiable and identifiable information, that we will cover in our two demos. In-depth insights into API performance and usage, like total request over time, total policy violations over time, total errors over time, average response time over time, etc. Plus, you can view other stats and analytics through monitoring dashboard. Policy enforcement. Streamlined implementation of security and compliance policies. As you can see, we have a couple of custom policies that we have developed at the top, which are namely custom API token and data masking PI policy. And then there are other policies in categories such as quality of service, security, transformation, troubleshooting, and compliance. Anypoint API governance ensures consistent API quality and security with self-service tools that enable architects to define standards for API quality with control groups, apply standards consistently to any API regardless of where they are built. Now let's discuss key features and benefits for both MuleSoft and non-MuleSoft APIs. Seamless integration, fully compatible with MuleSoft Anypoint platform. Flexible deployment can be deployed in any environment, whether it's MuleSoft or customer hosted, or it's on-prem or any cloud. Enhanced capabilities, leveraging existing MuleSoft tools and infrastructure. Ease of use, simple setup and configuration. Unified experience means consistent management across all APIs, whether they are MuleSoft hosted runtimes or any other programming language, while supporting simple HTTP and RAML or OAS based REST APIs. Cost effective, reduces need for multiple API management tools. With this, let's move to our demos. For first demo, I will hand over it to Hamza and Owais.
Okay, so we have developed a user prompt bot using Copilot in MS Teams, and the main purpose of it is to get leads from Salesforce and return them in a good natural language kind of response, so it is easier to read and more familiar with the user. So how it works is that it uses dynamic chaining to call the topic in Copilot, which further triggers an action in Power Automate. Now, Power Automate, first of all, gets the OAuth keys from Salesforce, and after getting them, it queries data for leads from Salesforce. After getting the data, it as through MuleSoft Flex Gateway, it sends it to an Echo API custom hosted on MuleSoft Cloud Hub. Now, the main purpose of passing it through MuleSoft Flex Gateway to the Echo API is to apply some kind of custom policies developed using policy development kit in Rust. So here what we do is we apply a custom policy which masks the email, and then it sends it back to Power Automate, and further it reaches Copilot in a response, and Copilot using natural language model. It then returns it in a response to the Teams bot, which we're going to see now. First of all, let me get into some technicalities. We've got our MuleSoft Flex Gateway hosted on an Azure Linux VM and in connected mode. So here we have got an Azure Linux Gateway hosted in the runtime manager of Flex Gateways, and we have got an Echo API. Now going to the Echo API, we've got the implementation URL is of the API in Cloud Hub. However, the consumer endpoint is configured as the exposed endpoint of Flex Gateway, so that we can monitor the traffic and stuff on the Flex Gateway, plus apply custom policies. Now here we've got the custom policy of data masking policy. Now let me show you the data masking policy. Here we use a regex based system to identify email, SSN, credit card, and gender. And further, this kind of data is masked so that we can not input sensitive data to our Gen AI model. Now, how it all works, we can see that the Copilot triggers this topic, which further triggers an action here in Microsoft Power Automate. And now Power Automate, after getting the action trigger from Copilot, it gets the authentication tokens, and further it queries the Salesforce for leads data, which is then sent to Flex Gateway Echo API. And while in this process, it gets its email masked, and then we get the response in a natural language model. So here's my Salesforce dashboard with some of the leads we're gonna be looking at. For example, we have got an Abbott insurance lead. So let's just ask our Copilot about what happened to this. So tell me what happened with the Abbott insurance lead. So while it's querying, first of all, it goes to Copilot. After Copilot, it goes to Microsoft Power Automate. Power Automate, after getting all the required tokens, it queries the Salesforce database for the leads. These leads are then returned, and as we can see that it tells that the lead is currently open as shown in the database as well and has not been contacted yet. Similarly, tell me, we can ask about, let's say we have got the Burlington Textile Corp of America here in the database. So tell me the details of the lead with, okay. So as I was mentioning, after querying the Salesforce lead database, it then sends it to the Flex Gateway. And if the body of the text contains some kind of email, credit card, or SSN, it will mask it all and then return it to Power Automate, and Power Automate will then send it to Copilot. The Copilot will then send the lead details, and as you can see, we've got the response. Verifying it that the model is not providing the wrong data, we have got Jack Rogers, and there is an email here, jrogers@btca.com, but we can see that since we applied the custom policy, they have masked the email. And if we had used a phone regex here as well, so it would be masked as well. So let's try one more thing. Let's ask about norm way, norm may. So tell me about the company of norm may lead and its status. So it should check the norm may lead and tell us details about the company, such as its name and also the status. So as we can see, we said Norm May. Norm May is the name of the person in the Greenwich media. And the current status is working, and they have been contacted. So that's how Copilot bot using Gen AI and MuleSoft Flex Gateway monitoring and custom policies works all in together to provide us just a Teams app or a chat to get our work done promptly. Thank you.
Thank you, Hamza. And let's move to our second demo scenario. In this scenario, we aim to interact with multiple large language models to leverage their unique strengths. By utilizing various models, we can review and incorporate diverse feedback as each model is specifically tuned for different aspects. In this scenario, we will analyze comments on a product marketing campaign. The company has recently launched a new product and released a YouTube video as part of the marketing effort. Our objective is to analyze user comments on the video and provide valuable insights and feedback to the marketing team. So how this will work, like we have built an Angular app that receives in input a YouTube video URL. The Angular app then pulls the comments on that video and forwards those comments to MuleSoft Flex Gateway, which is running in this case as a Docker service. In our previous demo, Flex Gateway was installed as a Linux service on a VM that was hosted in Azure Cloud. We can also install MuleFlex Gateway as a Kubernetes ingress. The Flex Gateway then interacts with the backend API that is deployed in the Flex Gateway. And here we have three APIs that are deployed to Flex Gateway that are interacting with their own respective backend LLMs. We are using an open public LLM, which is ChatGPT 4.0. We are also using two locally hosted private LLMs, which are Mistral and Llama 3. Also, these APIs running in Flex Gateway are applying relevant policies on requests and response from the ChatGPT or the corresponding LLM. And MuleSoft Flex Gateway is pushing analytics and logs to Anypoint platform, which is the centralized control plane. So let's see this in action. We have taken this video for demo purpose, and we can give the URL over here. And first, let's select GPT 4.0, which is the public LLM in our case. So let's analyze the response. So it has given us, first of all, positive comments, and then the negative comments, and then the total, it has given like neutral comments, and also comments which are like questions. And then it calculates the positive, negative, and neutral percentages. So overall, like 33% comments are positive. Let's try our second LLM, which is Mistral. So it has a slightly different way of providing feedback, which is quite interesting. We can see like it has segregated the positive, neutral, and negative feedback into further subcategories. For example, in positive feedback, we can see like 36% users say that Huawei users expressing love for their phones, people praising the camera quality and durability. So these subcategories are like are really useful. And then we can see some overall comments summary. But overall, again, the comments are positive. And let's try our third Llama 3 LLM. Okay, so this one is a summarized one. It's just providing us the positive feedback it found and negative and neutral. So this was quite useful, getting the feedback from different perspectives from different LLMs and sharing the output of the LLMs to the marketing team. We can now move to see how this was implemented. So if we go to Anypoint platform, we can go to Runtime Manager. In Runtime Manager, we can go to Flex Gateways. And in Flex Gateway, we can see like all the Flex Gateways that were created. This is the current one that we are using, Flex Gateway LLMs. And we can see like it is running 3 instances of active Docker containers at the moment. So these are the three Docker containers that are running and hosting our APIs. And then we can see the APIs that are deployed to these Docker containers. Flex Gateway, we have like three APIs, um, one for Llama, Mistral, and ChatGPT. Let's see a couple of them in detail. So this is our ChatGPT API. We can view metrics like total requests, total policy violations, average response time, total errors, and we can also see like the policies that are enforced. So we can see we have um, applied our custom API token policy so that the Angular application doesn't need to worry about storing or passing that security token for the GPT-4o. So this API manager is basically responsible for storing and passing that header to the GPT-4o LLM. We are also enforcing a client ID, client secret enforcement policy, which helps us to track, like, for example, if there are different users invoking this backend LLM, then we can individually see stats for each of the user. And this is our second like API for Mistral. We can see it is running on port 8966. It is interacting with our backend locally hosted LLM on port 1234. And we can also see similarly like the monitoring stats, and also we can see the policy that are applied over here. So again, these local models, they don't have a out of the box um, user authentication. So we have enforced client ID, client secret, so that no one like can directly access the model. And when it will use the API, they will have to pass the client ID, client secret, which we can see over here. For example, in headers, we are passing this client ID, client secret. And if we pass any like wrong value for the credentials, then we will get authentication attempt failed error. So this was all about this demo. Hope you enjoyed these demos, and they were like useful in relating API management, Flex Gateway, and LLMs. Over to you, Ali.
Thank you very much, Heather. Now, this is insightful. So, as we've talked about the exclusive webinar offer, so here we are, and we will discuss the exclusive event offer for you for today. So, we have the complimentary migration assessment for you, whosoever is attending our webinar today. That includes the use case identification and scoping, integration reviews, and customization reviews as well. And then based on that, what deliverables that we carry would be, the assessment report that covers the proposed solution, ROI, all the implementation plan and timelines, and the cost. And then on the other hand, we will have the migration jumpstart package that includes the stakeholder introduction, use case finalization, cadence, all the pilot use case implementation, documentation, knowledge transfers, services and support options. And all of this will be delivered within the 4 to 6 weeks with a discounted price based on this webinar attendees offer. And you can also write to us in an email, which is info@royalcyber.com. And we'll be happy to take your questions forward. Now, as we are entering into our last part of our call, we would like to open the floor for question and answer session, and we'll be happy to take on all the questions in the orders in which they are received. So I'll start off with the first question.